Love, a battlefield, is it not? And for the avoidant, it is a chess game played on treacherous waters. Each move calculated, each step hesitant, driven by a curious paradox, the yearning for connection and the desperate fear of it. Tonight, let us unravel the fascinating games avoidants play when they're in love with you. Games that speak not of malice, but of deep wounds and survival strategies honed in childhood storms. Picture, if you will, a person adrift in an ocean, alone, self-reliant, and safe in their solitude. This is the avoidant. They've spent their lives learning to navigate turbulent waters on their own, steering clear of dependence or vulnerability. And yet, here you are, a beacon on the shore, drawing them closer, terrifyingly close. Their games, these peculiar dances, are not designed to hurt but to protect. Protect themselves, protect their independence, protect the fragile scaffolding that holds them together. Let's begin with the first game they play, the paradoxical art of making time for you while keeping you at a distance. Ah, the subtle brilliance of this maneuver. They will carve out moments in their schedule for you, ensuring your presence remains a fixture in their life. But beware, for this is not quality time, as you might hope. It is time measured, rationed, devoid of intimacy. It reminds me of a peculiar metaphor I once read. Two people holding hands across a chasm. They want to be connected but dare not get too close lest the ground beneath them give way. You'll notice their consistency, yes, but not their vulnerability. They are with you but not with you. It's the bare minimum, isn't it? Just enough to keep the connection alive while preserving their cherished independence. Together but apart. The compromise that satisfies no one, and yet it is the safest play in their book. Now this is a game of patience, a battle of wills. They leave you to make the first move, always. You send the text, you make the call, you ask for the next meeting. To the untrained eye, this may seem indifferent, even cold. But it is in fact a strategy rooted in anxiety, a way to exert control over the uncontrollable. Let me share a story. Imagine a man, an avoidant, with a binder. Yes, a literal binder. Within it, he charts every conversation with his partner, measuring who reached out first, calculating the ratio of texts sent. Why? Because he is terrified of rejection. He wants assurances, guarantees, certainty that his overtures will not be met with silence. And here's the twist. The moment you do reach out, filling his cup, he retreats once more, retreating to the safety of his fortress. It's a cycle, maddening yet predictable, orchestrated to maintain control while avoiding the sting of vulnerability. Now, we turn to the third act, the facade. Oh, what a magnificent mask they wear. Cool, composed, unaffected. But beneath that polished exterior lies a trembling heart, terrified of rejection, hyper-vigilant to the slightest sign of threat. Carl Jung called it the facade, a social mask we present to the world, concealing our truest selves. For the avoidant, this mask is their armor, their survival. They hide their fears, their flaws, their need for reassurance, because to reveal them would be to risk everything. But here's the tragic beauty. The mask cracks. Slowly, surely, under the weight of stress and dissonance, the facade begins to crumble. And when it does, they may resent you, not because you caused the crack, but because you made them care enough to hold up the mask in the first place. Oh, the elusive, I love you. For the avoidant, these three words are not tossed about lightly. No, they are a gamble, a wager of the highest stakes. They will only utter them when they are certain, absolutely certain, that they will be reciprocated. It's not cowardice, it's strategy. They hedge their bets, constructing impossibly high standards, crafting meticulous checklists that no one could ever fulfill. I would take a bullet for you, they might think. Move a dead body, gamble half of my possessions. Only then, and only then, do they feel safe enough to whisper those words? But is it love, or is it fear? Fear of giving too much, of being too vulnerable, of risking rejection. And so they withhold, creating a distance that protects them even as it isolates them. Finally, we come to their most insidious game, the gauntlet. They will test you relentlessly, creating an environment so harsh, so challenging, that few could endure it. Why? 2 reasons. First, they want to see if you'll survive the storm. To them, love is a crucible, a test of resilience. If you can endure their trials, you prove yourself worthy. But here lies the tragedy. Even if you pass, the relationship often bears the scars of their tests. Second, it is a defense mechanism, born of their past. They recreate the instability of their childhood, the harsh conditions they learned to navigate alone. Unconsciously, they sabotage their own happiness, ensuring that they remain in control, but never truly connected. Do you see now? The games avoidants play are not games of cruelty, but of survival. They are not villains. They are wounded souls, navigating love with a compass that points them towards solitude, even as they yearn for connection. To love an avoidant is to walk a tightrope, balancing patience with self-preservation. And yet, if you can see beyond their defenses, if you can tread softly but firmly, you may find a way to their heart. A heart that beats just as fervently as yours, but hides behind walls built long ago. And so, my dear friends, as you venture forth into the labyrinth of love, remember this: love is not about winning or losing, nor is it about games. It is about understanding, compassion, and the courage to stand beside someone as they learn to lower their defenses. Until we meet again, tread carefully, live wisely, and love deeply.